did you guys meet each other?
Is that still on there?
Yeah, it's on now.
Meet?
Yeah, how'd you meet?
Dorothy and Warren.
Yeah, Warren, my brother had married Darlene's sister. Oh, a year or two before, I guess, maybe.
I tell you, and I hadn't met him, I don't think.
We had never met.
And we went to the fair.
Now, wait a minute. My brother told me that his wife had an old maid sister. He wanted me to take her off his hands. That's not really true, but that's a good start.
Well, that's like his brother to say that. Very much like him.
So he was going to introduce you at the fair?
I was coming out of the fun house with another girl.
Yes.
Now, I didn't know this girl at all. She just grabbed hold of me in the fun house. And there I seen my brother and his wife and Darlene. And that's where we met.
And that's where Warren says, here's my brother.
What did you think of him?
Well, I know he had just come off with that woman, I don't know.
What did you think of Mom?
I was just like a guy meet a girl. I didn't know her. You know, you have to get acquainted. I thought she's a cute little old girl, but then I didn't have time for a cute girl. I was not crazy about any permanent relationship, and she was a sister-in-law. You don't get too friendly with a sister-in-law unless you're serious. And I was young. I had a lot of life to live before I got married.
But you met me soon after that.
Well, when was the next time you met?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
In the summer, I think, swimming.
I don't remember.
You came up and...
I would go with Warren and Dorothy out to visit her folks. And one time I went out there with them to, that's 100 miles away. And we were sitting in the living room. And someone knocked on the door, and she got up and went to call another guy. Left me sitting there all alone.
Well, he said...
That was in California, wasn't it?
No, sir.
No,
that
that
was
was there, and
she had a bum excuse.
He said, my sister is in the car with me, and she'd like to see you a minute. So I went out, left him at the table, and went out and talked to her a little while, and then
I should have went out and talked to her.
He and his sister were twins.
That's the way it was. Another time, I come on leave, thousands of miles to see her, and I didn't have nothing but a uniform, and her brother was going to let me borrow some clothes so we'd go fishing. And we went back to the bedroom, and her brother looked over at me, and he said, "Now, which one are you again?"
Oh, he did. He knew that. He thought that was smart. He thought that was really smart.
Now, is that Dale?
Wayne. He says, "Which one are you?"
Well, how did you fall in love?
Got married.
I went to California.
You didn't love her before you got married?
I went to California for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That helps.
When I was in boot camp, she'd write me a letter. Well, in the boot camp, to get pay, you'd line up the row and go before the dispersing clerk, and you'd sign a paycheck like a check, and he'd give you money. Well, there's a whole bunch of Davises. There must have been 8 or 10 Davises, and 2 or 3 of them were Dale Davis. Well, this one guy, he'd get ahead of me, and he's a little bit funny kind of guy. I was sending most of my money home. I think I drew $20 a month, sent the rest home.
His mother needed it.
This guy got ahead. I done this on purpose after the first time. And he'd say, "Davis, so many dollars, $70 or $80, whatever." And I'd be ahead of him, so I'd reach for it, and he'd start hollering, "That's mine, that's mine." That was fun. I did that every time. But then, she wrote me a real soft letter. How was that? Somebody wrote her letter. One of them Dale Davis wrote her letter.
Yes.
And her boyfriend read it. What is your boyfriend? Your cousin. And told her that I was pulling a fast one or something. I guess it was kind of a snotty letter, sexy letter, something. So she wrote complaining to me about answering it that way. So I went down chow line and waited till these guys come through. Now half of them was black Davises, great big football players. I never said a word to them. But here come this little old Davis, little guy. And I talked, he was one, and I explained to him why I shouldn't do that. But if it been one of them black guys, I would have said thank you. No, I wouldn't have, but that's just the way that turned out. Kind of funny.
Now, Mom, were you in California at that time?
No.
I was back.
Yes, she was too. You were, because it was one of your cousins.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was there, didn't have a job there at the time. I think she was staying with her aunt or something.
With my aunt, and next door was her son and his wife. And then later, next time we went out, I took that job.
In San Jose?
San Jose.
And they moved out San Jose.
Now, were you dating when you went to San Jose?
Well, corresponding, stuff like that. Yeah, Steve come back to Kansas to visit kinfolks or something. We'd get together. In fact, they were back there once visiting. We were at our place in Wichita, and he was in my car. I took them down to Warren's. And we decided to get married. I bought her a ring, and her mother almost went in shock, about died, cried. She didn't want us to get married. She wanted to marry a good man.
Well, it left her alone.
But that ain't a true story. But it sounds good.
Well, she didn't really care too much. She was not that worried, no.
Well, I was the best son-in-law she had. She should have been
She did. It would leave none of her kids available to
She was
take
alone.
care of her.
Her husband was dead.
Now, by that time, were Dale and Thurl married?
Yes.
And Warren and Dorothy were obviously married.
Yes.
And Wayne?
He was divorced. In fact, he was living with her mother and Opal and Wayne and Darlene and all lived off Darlene. She was the only one working.
Now, by that time, Opal was already married and Steve was in Korea and she'd come back.
No, she'd been married for a few years and then they went to Philippines. And she was there a year or so and then she come home.
Okay.
And he stayed there.
One day over there in the Philippines, she said, I don't know how you will take this, but he said, she said, I think it's pretty bad. She said, if you were in the U.S. and you only had rice about once a month or every 2 or 3 months, what would you feel like? And he was just...
He went and bought her potatoes.
And he said, I never even thought about it. But she had been in there several months and had potatoes 2 times. She said, I'm used to potatoes every day.
But then
he said, I'm sorry.
After we got married, Darlene was the only one working. He had to go to work, so his mother loaned him the money and he bought a little acreage with a little shack on it in Concord and got on the post office. And then he went to work and he built a new house there and his mother remodeled that little house they had and that's where he stayed. But that's when he went to work.
And that's where they were all the times I remember out there. The 2 houses on the acreage in Concord with the frog pond and the horses and...
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a good life. I got a great wife. I really was lucky. Of course, she had a better husband, but she never would admit it.
You mean better than I was a wife?
I didn't say it that way. We had a good life. Of course, we had a bunch of kids to take care of.
So let's pause on that now.